Hi, and welcome to If These Heels Could Talk. I'm JoyGenea with Solutions by JoyGenea.
And I'm Michelle with Bad Cat Digital. And today we are talking about, with all kinds of energy, not that we recorded 2 podcasts today.
No.
But all kinds of energy. We were talking about our themes for 2023 and how you select a theme for your next year and why. Why would you?
It's the why.
Okay, let's start. Why would you select a theme? I don't know. I'm going to get into how. But why would you select a theme?
Why I choose to select a theme and why I encourage people to select the theme is because if you have something 5 words or less,
Yep,
that's kind of your go-to statement, point, perspective. As circumstances come up, as decisions need to be made, as you're doing things, it allows you a point of reference. That's my why.
sure.
With that, it always gives
It's
you
a touch point.
It is. It's
to
like,
make
okay,
decisions
I
throughout
have
the year.
These goals
Yep.
for 2023. I'm hoping for this outcome. This is what we're working on, that type of thing. And in all of that, there's usually a theme. There's kind of like, okay, we're focused on, customer experience. Okay, are we focused on the happiness of the customer? Are we focused on the product for the customer? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
within that, it tends to drill down to, a particular key thing. It's about the customer's experience with our product and how it makes them feel. Okay, so now it's a feeling.
What was your theme for 2022?
My theme for 2022 was about it was about shift and it was empowerment.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like it was I think the word was power actually is what I chose, but it was about empowering others. It was about empowering myself. It was about being powerful.
Sure.
In circumstances. It was
Sure.
and I did touch on that. I made myself a little poster that actually sat next to my desk and to help guide me on that.
So are you pleased with your theme? Like, did it fit the year? Did you accomplish the things that
it fit the year? And by having that, it reminded me in the end, I actually took a picture of it and it's my home screen when I go to log into my phone. And I did that on purpose to remind myself in circumstances what my goal was this year. It wasn't to avoid a tough conversation. It wasn't it was to say, okay, I have the power within me to have this hard conversation.
Yes.
I have the power with it to find that,
Yes.
to be, so that I used it as a touchstone throughout the year. So that's how it plays out.
Got it.
And for a lot of my clients and the people that introduced me to that they work well with this. Like I get that it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
It's like that. But we're bringing this to you because it might work very well for you. Give it a try.
And around this time last year, we had a conversation about theme.
I was just going to say, so do you remember
And
yours?
I do remember mine.
Ooh.
But the conversation was because themes work better for me than resolutions. I don't do well with resolutions. I fight against them really hard, and goals in a kind of a long-term, I don't know, goal setting it's tricky. And so I had to trick my brain. And so my theme for 2022 was sustainability. Because 2021 for my business was not the best of years. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the best of years. And so I came into 2022 on slightly uneven ground. We had scaled the business to a good place. And then I needed to find the systems and processes and things that we needed in order to sustain. And we did. We're in a significantly better place this year than we were at this time last year. And it was a good theme for the year because it would, the thing that I actually find limiting about goals and resolutions is that if you try to plan too much, it triggers like the perfectionism in me. And then I can't let go of the goal or the resolution, even when it doesn't make sense anymore. Mm-hmm. With the theme made sense all year. How that theme needed to be addressed changed.
Yes.
As circumstances changed, as, clients came and went, as different things happened throughout the year, that the way that theme played out changed, but it was still a theme of the year. And so it really kind of, gave a good touchstone. So
how did you remember your theme? Like I talked about the fact for me, I needed some visuals and I wound up actually putting it on my phone. It was there. It was just kind of cemented in there.
Just remembered my theme.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry.
I don't have any tips or tricks.
That was a funny story. it back. Take it back.
Well, no, I mean, I don't want to make it seem like, well, I have such a great memory, and
you do.
It's not, but
you do,
but that's not. But that's not what this conversation is.
Though that's my point. My point is everybody does this differently. So I might have made posters and do those kind of things. You have the gift that you remember. I just
remembered it. That's an excellent transition, because I got very
Mm-hmm.
uncomfortable just owning the fact that I just remembered. I didn't need or want or develop any sort of tips or tricks to remember, because I just remembered it. But that leads really well into my theme for next year.
What's your theme?
My theme for next year is flaunt.
Ooh, expand on that. What does that mean? How might that play out?
So, flaunt is something that we normally don't embrace as a positive thing. A lot of times people think about it as showboating or bragging or being arrogant or this, that, and the other thing. But that's not really what I'm trying to get at. I want a theme that allows me to kind of stand in and own the success that we've had, the trials that we've come through, the things that we have achieved as a team, the things that you and I have achieved, the things that I have achieved individually. I want a theme that starts to broach getting more comfortable standing inside of that. So that's number one. But I also think, from a business perspective, now that we're at a place where we're on more even footing,
right?
We need to be out more. We need to be flaunting what we offer and what we're great at. We need to be, another word for flaunt could be advertise. We need to be out into the space, not just as a group, but also, you and I both have significant experience and goals around speaking, and doing different things like that. And there's, some writing that goes along with it. So the flaunt for me is a multi-layered concept. Yeah. And this idea of not only being comfortable standing in those successes, that's kind of the emotional aspect of it, but also it's time as a business to step outside of the shadow of last year. And we've, licked our wounds, we've healed, we've back to full power, and it's time to get back out there and flaunt it, and be, hold our heads high and be 110% with, we have the best team we've ever had. The product that we're putting out is better than it's ever been. We're hitting timelines more than we ever have. Like, it's just, everything is clicking, and it's time to tell the world. Yeah. And so to me, the single word for that is flaunt.
When you said it, I love it. I love it. And when you said it, I right away I wrote down, flaunt what you got.
That's right.
That, like, when you said it, I was like, right. Flaunt what you got. And
that's right.
And I did. I thought of a couple of fabulous, sassy people that I know that do some drag queen types of things. Yeah. And I love that attitude. Like, as they get dressed and convert into that.
It's like you put on the attitude. Yeah. It's like you're putting on the
And they'll talk about, well, oh my gosh, you have like an amazing booty. Why are you not always flaunting that? Right. And I'm always like, how am I covered up? Where's a bigger sweater?
Oh my gosh, you have the best behind.
Thank you.
I'm telling you.
But I have spent my entire life trying to hide this thing. And so I just so appreciate that people are like, stop this.
The whole world that has been behind you all of that time has been really, really upset that you've been trying to hide it.
Thank you. That's very nice. White girl with booty is not normal. I can
understand, though, that being in such male-dominated spaces as you have been in, like, keeping a
low profile
in those spaces and not flaunting overtly sexual aspects of yourself.
Yes.
Has been a part of that coping mechanism.
It was necessary.
My mom talks about the same thing. She worked in a very male dominated field her entire career. And she gets nervous about, shirts that are too low cut. Yeah. And too low cut can mean, like this. Which is not low cut at all.
Where there's neck.
Yeah. Because you're like, you do the same thing. Like, your shirts are always like up here, and I think you're choking. Yeah. But I can understand that. I can understand that as a mechanism. Absolutely.
Yep. You used to flaunt. What's your
flaunt, baby? So what's your theme for 2023?
Mine is engage and simplify.
Okay, explain.
Engage is engaging in the gear, engaging in the circumstance, not being so like, well, I don't know, let me do about 10 more million times of research. Let me like, I don't know, am I sure? It means do a little bit of research and engage, like get engaged in the conversation, get engaged in the experience, get engaged in the outcome, like get that I'm engaged, but be more. And the simplify part was about to do that better and easier does mean not all that research. It means keeping it a lot simpler.
Yeah.
Not making it complicated. Because sometimes for me, I can make something far more complicated than it needs to be. Mm-hmm. Because I'll go too far, too wide, too broad, and not at times trust the people I've hired to give me good advice.
Sure.
I've noticed that a lot this year. That's been one of the powerful things I've learned in 2022 is that I have great support. I have picked amazing people to help me in so many areas of my life and business. And it's so disrespectful when they give me really good advice. And then I don't do it and then do gobs of other research and then just still ignore it. It's rude. It really is. And I'm going to lose access to those great people if I don't start just asking them a few more questions and get working on my own beliefs. Because that's what gets in the way is I all of a sudden get afraid and stuff. And so that's why I was like, no, it's time to engage. Like my life is happening in front of me. The business is shifting. And it's like, I need to just engage in it. And I need to keep it simple. Mm-hmm. Less of a lot of other things, let go of things.
Well, and you can engage in a topic with an expert without questioning their thoughts.
Yes.
Like you can ask them for, additional resources to back up or not to back up, but to, or to say, do you have some additional resources that I'm super interested in what you're saying. I want to understand it a little bit more completely. Mm-hmm. Is there a book or an article or something that I can read or a TED Talk or a podcast?
Help me wrap
my head around
fear, or understanding.
Yeah. And I want you to help me find that because I trust you.
Yeah.
And then you're honoring what you need.
Yes.
And what they're saying.
Because you're
not challenging what they're saying.
No.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm not. And yet when I do nothing with the really good advice they give me, I am challenging what they're saying. But it's been passive aggressive and I want it to stop. So thank you for giving me some language to move it out of.
Because when clients ask me questions and I provide an opinion and you provide an opinion, there are other opinions on the planet.
Right.
There are other ways of approaching a problem. They asked me a question. This is my opinion on your answer. But do I have the definitive answer? No, not necessarily. So if they say, do you have any additional things I can read? Mm-hmm. That would, kind of support that opinion.
Yeah.
Or do you have any how did you come to that opinion? Mm-hmm. And I have the opportunity to share some of those resources that I've read and the things that I've put together.
Right. Like how you came to that place.
Yeah. It's not a challenged conversation. I don't feel challenged in that conversation. Nice. I feel like somebody's really engaged in what I'm saying and they really want to understand what I'm saying. So I think it's a good way to approach it.
So again, I need to engage more.
Engage.
So yes, I'm liking that theme.
Yeah.
For 2023, it's engaging and simplify. Just keep it simple.
Yeah.
I go back to that. Keep it simple, stupid. It's just like.
Well, you're not allowed to say that word.
I know. That's why I was like, keep it simple. And
keep it simple, silly.
Exactly. Just keep it simple.
Just keep it simple, silly.
Just can be so much easier. That's what I know. So what theme are you coming up with? And again, we talked a little bit on the how to come up with that theme.
Yeah.
It really is. What for your business or what in your life are you working on and want to see happen in 2023?
How do they have some synergy with each other?
Yeah.
Because our lives and our businesses are so intertwined. When you're owning a business or you're running a business, your life and your business are kind of the same thing.
Yes.
There, you know, and the way of maintaining work-life balance is not necessarily to put a wall between the two.
You can't.
But to find a way, well, I think that there are
There's
people,
boundaries.
there are people on the planet who want very simple things out of their work.
Yes.
They want a paycheck. They want to show, and they want to show up to work in the morning and leave in the afternoon or whatever time they've agreed to do exactly what they're told to do.
Yes.
And then they want to leave and they don't want to think about it when they're not there. And those people are awesome people.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And they make crappy entrepreneurs.
I was just saying they typically aren't
because
business owners.
Because that's not who they are.
No.
Right?
Because this requires.
So they're awesome people.
Right.
Fantastic employees.
Yes.
Crappy entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Entrepreneurs don't think like that.
No.
We live and breathe ideas in our business, and you know, how do we connect it, and how do we build all of these connections?
And they're always merging.
Yes, and they're coming together and crossing over.
Yes.
And so work-life balance isn't necessarily the same. It doesn't.
Yes.
It doesn't look as clean.
Yes.
But we get to decide our own for ourselves.
Yes.
And we don't have to live like other people have to want to live. We get to decide what that looks like for us. And for me, work-life balance looks like thinking about the themes I have of my personal growth and the things that where my business needs to grow, recognizing and understanding that they're very intertwined, taking care of myself, taking care of my business, they become intertwined. And now all of a sudden a theme is about, you know, where does that theme have emotional kind of goals? Where does the theme have social goals? Where does that theme have monetary goals? Where does that theme have, right? Like where does all of these, what brings all of these things that are busting around in my brain together in a single thought or idea? And that's what the theme is. So the theme is what I've been thinking about for 3 months.
Yes.
Clarifying and codifying and articulating and whatever. And it just comes to a point.
A nice little spot.
So, and then, you know, you just use a thesaurus to develop the word. You just cheat at Wordle until you have the word or the 2 words or the short phrase, the thing that you can remember.
Yes.
Or trick yourself into remembering all year long.
Make yourself all sorts of little whatever. Yes.
Engage and simplify. You know, what's so great about engage and simplify is I think that there's maybe already motivational posters with those words on them.
Yeah, but Canva's so much fun.
Canva is fun. Yeah, you can make.
That's part of the fun.
You know, it's like do you remember demotivators? That's
I have
still a thing. Do you still have? I love them so much. I wonder if Flaunt is a demotivator.
No,
with like a picture of a flamingo or something. You know,
we will be Googling this.
Or like a peacock.
Yes.
Great against. I'm working on a peacock quilt too. See, Flaunt is just everywhere.
Flaunt is
everywhere. It's all of the things.
I like it. Thank you so much for joining us. Please, if you love what you're hearing, rate us on your favorite podcasting software.
Oh, follow, subscribe, visit the website.
Drop us a line. All those good things.
Join us. Become a guest on If These Heels Could Talk. Drop us a line through iftheseheels.com. And we'd love to interview interesting people doing interesting things in their business.